But please do continue talking about the fucking.
Unless, like, the person who printed this and or wrote this is disabled. I can't see how this could have happened.
Oh, it's it was probably the machine.
Is it
It's
just
like
one page?
I
it's like
reckon.
about 30.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I reckon there are no people involved at any step of this process.
Yeah, dude. The main thing I'm thinking about is like, if I've had this, how many other people have had this happen to them?
I mean,
Like, how many?
I published the short story collection on Amazon, and they give you, when you design the cover, you basically send them like a PDF of the whole picture that you want as the cover, right? And they have a template so you can get the measurements right on Photoshop, but they're not correct. There is with if you check the book, there is on the back of the book there's like a, actually I might have removed it. I think I removed it because of this exact reason. I wanted to give the back of the book like a little visual indicator that it's like this is a different section. So I had like adjacent fields of color that had their own like vague embossment in Photoshop. But I had to remove that because like the fault line between these two plates, essentially, that would have been like the two things that like encompass the back of the book, not the rear but the back, as in the spine. Yeah, that wasn't correct, and it was like slightly offset, and no matter how much I tried, I couldn't get it right. And I didn't want to spend like $1 million like getting the same book sent over and over to me again, to like move it 1 pixel in Photoshop and then have it be moved 20 pixels in a random direction by fucking Adobe. No, by Amazon, I mean. Yeah, that was a very strange experience.
Freaking technology is wizardry, man.
Well,
Fucking
it's just
magnets, how do
Amazon
they
doesn't
work?
work. Are you gonna be making Nazi flags today?
Hell
I
yeah.
don't know about Nazi flags, but I'm gonna be making flags. I'm starting with the Swiss flag, and we'll see what happens from there.
Why do I complain about my orders?
What am I reading? I am actually right now. I'm very careful. I'm reading the last The Expanse book, and I'm only
Oh,
reading one chapter a day because I want to really like. I want to drag this out. I want to enjoy this
That's
a little.
cool.
Dude,
Are
I
you
need to get that.
Priest? Are you making Priest? Are you making fucking the fucking Swedish flag fascist?
Swedish? Yes, the
I
See, I
don't.
mean,
Swedish flag of Sweden.
Why do you
Not.
always assume fascism with
Sweet
me?
Well,
Swiss. I'm sorry. Well, mostly because like I've seen like all these like this looks a bit like freaking I don't know. I've seen these geometric patterns and stuff. Holy shit! What the fuck? Yeah,
any geometric pattern is fascist, dude.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
long and
Basically,
short of it.
if it's
You
more,
know
if
what?
it's yeah.
Just because of that, we're gonna go a little bit different with this.
He puts the Sikh
Fuck,
logo on there.
fuck me. Okay,
Actually,
so
no,
apparently,
that is the thing off the Iranian flag,
Oh,
so
it's
it's
the
more.
shit. I mixed that up. Wait, what is the Sikh thing? Sikh. It's fucked up that I'm calling it a logo too. Yeah. See, but yeah, the Sikh thing just looks very similar.
we
Yeah.
just so apparently a fucking Master Chief gets nude in the
This
Halo
is the
TV
Sikh.
series on Paramount Plus.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah, brother.
You can see his cock.
Or
The
like,
master cock.
Oh,
yeah,
that
the
is
Mas-
wild that you have my book next to the Expanse series and also a
Yeah.
Q-tip. And I love that. I mean, you have this thing even worse where you have only Nemesis games is small for you. Ah, shut the fuck up, email program. It's like it's only Nemesis. At least for me, it's several books.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I think I got Nemesis games in like a freaking airport or something in England.
How did you like
Yeah, I'll be real.
6 Weeks by Mer Lafferty? Because I have 2 books by her, The Shambling Guide to New York City and The Ghost Train to New Orleans, and I haven't read them yet.
Which one was that again? I need to look at that. Oh, that one? That was pretty alright.
I was gonna look up again. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found
this
it-
Halo TV.
I found it interesting. It was inspired by FDL.
Was it?
6 Weeks. Yeah, it was.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not reading that. I'm reading like the Hamburg Shadowrun guide. But yeah, I'm like a little bit off the reading a lot schedule because I'm trying to like drag this book out. I'm really trying to. It's the last The Expanse book, you know. I've loved this series for a long time.
I need to get that one.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with like the last 2 books? It's like a time skip.
It's actually the last. No, it is actually the last 2 books. It's not the last 3 books. Yeah, there's a time skip.
Like, are any?
It's a time skip.
Just put like down there for now, so I have something.
So okay, so all right. So does it focus on the main characters from like
Yeah.
the previous like
Yeah.
books? Does?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's the same. Like any of the characters that didn't like die of non-natural causes. Like it's not a 300-year time skip; it's a 30-year time skip.
All right, no, just like I'm interesting to see. Like, apparently a new season has been announced. I'm curious, like, how they're gonna like what makeup they're gonna do to age up the characters. That's gonna be
Did
fun.
they announce a new series?
Because I feel they did or didn't.
Because no, that's a question. Because I know that the guy who made the series was like, "Well, yeah, there's more stuff coming," but like we knew.
I remember seeing hearings. Yeah. Sorry.
There was no official announcement of anything that I. What the fuck are you doing, Freeze?
Just things.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello,
What are you doing?
He's gonna lean into
Please, no.
Islamism just so we don't have to, so we can't accuse him of like fascist shit.
Please, no, stop. What are you
Ishmael
doing?
Akbar.
Also, were the Turks not allied with the Germans?
Pretty sure
The
so.
Turks.
Yeah, for a
Homies,
while.
No,
homies.
they were
Ish-
allied with the Ham.
Ishmael
the
Akbar.
Bees.
Does that make sense? Is that nah?
Oh, they partially helped the Germans, I think. Is this World War II we're talking about?
Either or, really.
No,
I'm pretty sure
we're
they were on the
talking about
Axis.
breakfast.
So the Ottomans definitely did help out the Germans, but they were completely useless when it came to, like, I think the Eastern Front. They were mostly just useful around the Mediterranean.
I thought they were quite good at fighting Australians.
All these.
Oh yeah, but that was the Mediterranean, my dude.
Yeah,
Like stuff like
the Mediterranean is still like east of like.
yeah, but it's not
In the
where they had
relative.
it wasn't necessarily trench warfare. It was more like mounting naval assaults upon naval assaults. Gallipoli, that's the one.
What was I gonna say again? Oh yeah. Yeah, never mind.
By the way, this is the precise amount of time that I didn't eat food for
Are you doing
Also-
intermittent fasting?
earlier this week.
Inshallah, brother.
Yeah.
Another
Inshallah.
Ramadan follower.
What, so like,
That be the inshallah.
It was actually,
Why
I
is
didn't
that?
know it was Ramadan when I started. I was like, oh, it
oh, nice.
turns out.
Turns out it was Ramadan.
Yeah, I didn't eat for 3.5
It was
days.
the holy month.
3.5. How many?
3.5 days.
That doesn't
Damn,
sound
bro.
healthy. That don't sound healthy.
It's actually.
No, my dad does it
it's,
quite often. It is.
It can actually be, obviously, you know, I'm not a doctor, like, because you can die from fasting, depending
Yeah,
on
that's
your
true.
health, you know. But
I
for
mean,
me, it
you'll
was
die first.
it was pretty good. There's a guy who didn't eat for like a year, so
Didn't eat
I heard
like a
about
year,
that.
but was he? Did he
oh yeah,
do it
dude.
only from dusk till dawn, or was it like
No,
straight
he
up no
didn't
eating?
eat.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it's that one Irish dude. He like was
Scottish.
470, or yeah, Scottish. He was like 470 pounds, and he claims he didn't. He fasted for a year straight,
Damn,
which
bro.
I doubt.
He's
I mean, even if you're morbidly obese, you would still die of starvation.
No, you wouldn't. Like,
It
he was
depends on-
What?
supervised by a physician during this process.
Good lord.
Uh,
Well, I suppose if you're getting like all of your nutrients through other means.
Well, I don't know what it was like for him. I certainly went out of my way to consume. I had like I took omega-3 fish oil capsules, which I take every day anyway, but also like the whole basic minerals and a pinch of salt every day.
Damn.
That's like important.
hmm.
To like keep up the circulation to not like fucking collapse and die. There's a lot of like essential minerals that you need significant amounts of, but you can go for a while. Some people can go long, other people really shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you have to like consult with your doctor for this.
Yeah, because I know with me, despite being morbidly obese, if I go more than 24 hours, I'm like passing out.
Oh yeah, but that happened to me as well. I was extremely tired. The first
Yeah.
Bro.
day. The second day was all right. And yeah, it like got better progressively. Like especially I didn't feel hungry after 24 hours anymore. Like there just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, because your body kind of stops producing ghrelin when you don't eat for a long time, and ghrelin
Oh,
is
no,
the
I
hunger
meant-
hormone.
I meant for like fasting. Like,
Oh,
is
I
there a
mean,
reason you were
on one hand, I wanted to like try it out because I've been interested in it for a while, and I saw a video recently from a guy who did it for like 5 days. I thought, oh, this is great. I thought, I make 3 days. If I feel great after 3 days, I'll do 5 days. But I didn't feel great after 3 days. I felt sort of, eh.
How was your hunger during the whole of this? Was it like, did it start out where it's like you only had certain periods where you felt hungry, and then
No,
it started to gradually just?
it's that, and then like after 24 hours, basically, like on the second day on the evening, I was just watching cooking videos. I was thinking about food, but I wasn't hungry. You know,
Right.
that was because usually when I watch cooking videos, I always get hungry. But in that case, it wasn't even like an effort of willpower or anything, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I lost like 5 kilos over those couple days, but mostly I lost like there's a bunch of health benefits apparent allegedly, especially if you do like light workout also, which I took care to do, so your body burns more fat than muscle. Like there's a lot of first of all, you give your intestinal tract a rest. So there are theories that with the way that we actually evolved as hunter-gatherers, we were never intended to like always be digesting. Fucking Karen.
Hey, that's what I was wondering.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, that thing.
God damn. This is
Fuck.
peak white
I love
woman.
it. Well, it was a white dude actually. I think who painted it.
What are we talking about? We talking about my thing or the green
No,
text?
today we're taking the name Karen back. We're talking about painting anything. So basically, there's like it gets rid of old cells. Like there's a lot of turnover for that because it burns cells through autophagy. It gives your intestinal tract some time to relax, and also what I found, especially these past 2 days, I'm not as hungry anymore. Like I've eaten much smaller portions, and I've just had 2 meals, and I'm fine.
I guess coming to bounce. Y'all have a good one.
And I no longer
See ya.
crave. See you around, man. And I no longer crave carbs as much.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
I might-
crave cum.
I do.
So,
Yeah,
crave
Burger, can I
fucking
just
I've been
weight.
say-
thinking about trying. I've been thinking about trying the real paleo diet. It's where I don't eat for 5 days, and then for one day I just eat 5 pounds of meat and like 3 pounds of berries, and then I sleep for 3 days.
That's yeah. I'd also consult with a physician before doing that.
Yeah,
Because
no, that sounds
I
extremely dangerous.
I was told that I'm not
That
supposed
would
to
be
eat.
very dangerous.
I was told that I'm not supposed to eat anything like complex on the first day because I might die, and I just ignored that.
Complex?
Like most, yeah, nothing that's like difficult to digest, no proteins.
Oh
and
yeah, for
shit.
sure.
But yeah,
But I
not
did
like
eat.
pasta. Or
I
anything.
did eat proteins and I ate like a whole thing. Like I broke my fast with a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich.
Mm.
Oh Jesus!
And a big old bottle of kefir, which to like get my microbiome up and running. Because honestly, like cleaning up my microbiome, my gut bacteria, I think that's where a lot of like the food cravings that you get come from are your gut bacteria. And to like clean those out and refill them with nice and healthy probiotics from a nice bottle of kefir is why, like, I literally my taste has changed a little bit. I'm more I don't I walk past the like a chip shop, and I like the smell, but I'm not like, oh my god, I need this right now.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like
man,
craving more
I
fruits and
ate-
vegetables too. It's fucking cool.
You know what I genuinely fucking hate but love at the same time, eating. So obviously the first one
Jeez.
is a really greasy hamburger. Like you eat it, you love it, but at the end of the day you regret it immensely. Like you feel like your whole tract is like on something, like it feels so oily on the inside. You're like, oh, I can't sleep. It feels so greasy.
Yeah,
But the worst part
don't
is,
eat oily hamburgers.
yeah, no,
Alright,
I should, but I love them. I shouldn't, but I love them.
Well, but what do you
But
mean by
the
a
other one-
greasy hamburger though?
Flag.
As in like a hamburger that has like some good cheese on it, that is peak, like got some good oil dripping off the cheese, you know? Like some good fat dripping off the cheese, just because it's nicely cooked.
What kind of cheese?
Know what I mean?
brother?
Okay, so like this is where this
the
is where
non-American
social
cheese that you faggots drink.
Okay, so this is where like social media has had like a direct impact on my dietary habits, because I see so many of those like TikToks and food videos where they build up this awesome burger and then they just dump like 4 pounds of melted cheese on it.
Oh no!
It's
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Well, that has made me like actively like just put less cheese on stuff because I'm just so disgusted by it.
That's fair, but
I
like,
love cheese.
okay, there's that, and then there's
Cheese,
canard
yeah.
confit. I don't know if you guys know what canard confit is. It's basically it's hard to describe.
Can I
Something
have
French.
feet? Is that what you
No.
said?
No.
Oh, can I
canard
have some feet, good sir? May I have
so
a
it's
bit of
duck
feet,
confit?
my lady?
It's confit of duck, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to
Duck
explain it
feet?
in English because no, it's not
You just
duck
said
feet.
confit of duck.
Confit. Yes, that.
Come feet.
Oh my god! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Come
but-
feet.
But basically, that dish I cannot eat because literally an hour later, I am on the ground, literally gasping for air, going, "Oh my god, my stomach is
Dude,
on fire."
you should go see a doctor about this though. This is not normal.
Yeah, I think you need to speak to a gastroenterologist.
That's
'cause this
not
doesn't
normal,
sound
dude.
right. Yeah, the only time I've ever eaten something that like caused me to do that was literally like rotten food. Accidentally eating rotten food.
Yeah,
Well-
but the thing is,
Yeah.
this isn't
You
wrong.
can see a doctor, my dude.
Yeah, no, I probably should.
Phrased, what is this?
You better
What is
see
this
a
map
doctor
supposed to
before you-
represent?
That
I
looks
don't-
like Iraq.
Is this like the
Uh,
Orthodox German Reich,
No, this ain't-
Second Reich, but is also
Well, funny-
Islamic?
Well, hold on. Like the background is just the generic, like Arabic three stripes with the red on top, white in the middle, black at the bottom. Which I know the Germans have used it, but a lot of Arabic countries also use it as well.
Yeah.
I just changed it from the dark red to the red of the Swiss flag.
Oh, very nice. Actually, question: what are the kind of like stripe things at the top left?
I started with the Swiss flag making those. That's the cross of the Swiss flag doubled over in a square shape.
Okay.
Like in the four corners.
Yeah, and I just kind of put the whole thing in the corner, then just turned the background into the top stripe of the whole thing.
They do look like the Orthodox thing. Orthodox, like, double cross thing. I don't know what it represents in Orthodoxy, but I associate it with that.
Yeah, well, the Orthodox flag's a little bit different, though, because, like, the second part of the cross is, like, diagonal. It's not straight.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of bent.
I've seen this
It's kind of,
somewhere
you could
else.
say it's kind of gay.
Although,
Like
Burger,
my
would you
penis.
like to see something proper cursed?
Oh god.
I don't know if I do,
So-
but I feel like I don't have a choice.
So I redesigned. So I took the American flag and sat down, redesigned it
You were sitting
to
there.
mimic the HRE.
Oh no! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Yeah.
That looks fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, I agree. That's
God damn! Hang on. Is that each and every single state? What's it called? Emblem?
Yes, that is the
Insignia,
seal
whatever.
of every single state and U.S. territory.
Do you know what's missing off this? The McDonald's
What?
golden arches.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, it feels kind of empty in the middle where it has the red stripes and the blue top.
Yeah,
That
I
kind
mean,
of
that's
feels empty.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that is kind of how the state seal is to a degree, though. It's weird. Like, you've got the super detailed version, and then you've got a more simplified version that's, like, used on documents.
I
which
feel
is-
like if you removed the state symbols, though, the thing in the middle wouldn't look as empty anymore.
Probably not, but then it wouldn't
Oh.
look anywhere as big
Yeah.
or cursed.
You know, I'm very happy with this. This looks very cool.
Yeah, I actually took,
Yeah, no,
the-
that was
Sorry.
no. Go on.
Yeah, to make the eagle in the middle, that eagle I actually started with like just a solidified version of the HRE eagle, and just manually took stuff from the presidential seal for the United States and incorporated it directly into the thing.
Damn. No, but honestly, that's really good work, bro.
Thank you.
Also,
This
Burger, can I
reminds
just
me-
Back
say-
at it with my carpentry.
This reminds me, right,
That's cringe.
of something. Have you ever seen the podium in Congress, the United States Congress?
You mean the one that got
Kind
stolen
of.
during the whole Capitol?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever
got
noticed
stolen.
the what's next to the podium?
What
Oh,
is
no.
next to the
Oh
podium?
no! Oh no, Burger, you can't be real.
No,
Oh,
this is
fuck.
really there. This is an actual real image.
Okay, so
You're
historically
shitting.
speaking, it's
No,
not
it's real.
that bad.
Holy
So
shit.
historically speaking, it's not that bad, but at the same time, holy shit, how tone deaf were they?
Start with.
When was this put in? Is my question. When was this?
I
put
have
in?
no
That
idea,
is
but I
probably
certainly
the
hope
mid
it.
1800s.
Yeah, I certainly hope it was before the
Okay,
rise
good.
of fascism.
Yeah, well, the fasci, because those are fascies. I think those have been around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
swastika
it's been-
also
it's been
used to
around
be a
since
different
days of Rome.
symbol.
Yeah, it
They-
used to be a
they used to
Roman
be-
for the authority of the Senate, I think.
Or the gods, I think. Either or.
Well, the what the fasces represents is like the sticks holding together and not breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very Italian
Strength
image
and
with the
unity.
pasta and all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, to
Yeah,
be fair, there's a lot of Italian Americans
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
USA,
That's-
so
that's the reason,
it wouldn't surprise me. Is all I'm saying.
But like,
That's quite comedic then, if it's like, because fascism and Italy have a long history.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is like you would think that at that particular point in history. I mean, they stopped doing slavery because of this, because of World War II. That maybe they
And
might
so-
also remove the fascists from the fucking sites of.
Wait, they stopped slavery because of World War II?
Yeah, the last slave
thought
was freed
slave-
in 1942.
What?
Yeah, at the behest. The FDR set this in motion because he was like, if we're trying to like win this war, and they're gonna talk some shit about us. What are the things that we can really be gotten on as Americans? It's that we still have slaves. The whole racism thing, the oppression of black people. Let's maybe actually prosecute that shit. Because the ban on slavery was not properly prosecuted.
Oh my god.
Until then. So you had a bunch of people, like a fifth, like after the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment and all that, a fifth of the black population of the United States was still enslaved.
Damn, fucking hell.
In the South, I think. A fifth in the South. Yeah. That was a real thing.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, I
it's.
just pulled up,
I don't know
just
what's
pulled-
worse.
I just pulled up the fucking seal for the Senate. Yeah, there's two fasci there on the bottom. I'd never seen them. I never noticed them
This is so
before
fucked
until
up.
I did not
now.
know these people.
What I really don't understand is why it has like a leprechaun cap. No, this is not a leprechaun cap. This is like a red cap.
A
Type
gnome cap.
gnome cap. Yeah. why is that on
I
the
don't-
Liberty bit of it? What's going on there?
God.
Is this? Are they like sworn to the fairies?
I don't know.
Who fucking knows, man?
But yeah, apparently it's within the U.S. government. The fasci is only related to the senates. There's like that's its only appearance in the U.S. government.
Nevertheless, you would think.
I am not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right, but
I mean, there's fucking Hindus who don't use the swastika anymore because of this shit.
Yeah. But wait, isn't like the swastika set one way even though it can also be set in the other way, which
there's
means a
different
different thing?
versions of it there, but like there's even I'm pretty sure the Nazi way of putting the swastika also exists in some Hindu schools. So it's a ubiquitous symbol, not just in like Hinduism, but in general early human history. It's like actually it's one of the oldest symbols of humanity.
okay. So apparently, on the Emancipation Memorial in Washington D.C., it's Abraham Lincoln is like holding the fasci or has his hand resting on the fasci.
Hell yeah, dude.
This is America.
Incredible.
Indeed, it
This is
is.
America.
Well, I mean,
Let me step in up.
but this is like certainly before the rise of fascism.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that looks
definitely before all
so
that.
wrong. MF, that just looks so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah,
Well, I'm assuming it had like a different interpretation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Let
true.
me see. When was the Emancipation Memorial built?
If it's in the 1950s, we've got a problem.
It's 1922. So
I mean, this was when like the Lost Cause thing was in full swing, but that was mostly in the South, so presumably.
It
yeah,
was mostly the South, and thanks to
That was when like
fucking-
Reconstruction
Oh, well,
had
son.
failed for a couple decades already.
Ugh, Christ.
yeah. It's
This is something I realized recently, and I'm gonna make a video about this eventually. I struggle personally. I always have struggled with understanding this kind of thing, and I finally figured out why I struggle with understanding, like, blaming a group of people or like feeling guilty about shit. It's because I'm German, and we're the literal only country in the entire world that has, like, reckoned with its own atrocities. No other country has done this, aside from, like, maybe
Hang on, repeat the
Austria,
question.
and that's just by
Repeat.
extension.
Repeat what you were trying to say. You kind of broke off on me.
Did I? We are the only country in the world that has dealt with the historical atrocities that we've committed. We're the only one.
That is a fair fact, actually.
Like, no
That
other
is a fair
country
fact.
has done that.
Rwanda.
Jeez, holy shit, you are right.
This is like,
Has Rwanda though?
has what?
Has Rwanda acknowledged its
It's
Probably not, dude. It was a shitpost.
even it's not just about acknowledging
It's
that
trash
you
there.
did something wrong. It's about, like, going to therapy for it, basically, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, we haven't for none of our problems. Like, we haven't done it for the Irish genocide. All of them. Like, how many Irish genocides have we propagated? So we've got Henry
Not
VIII.
enough.
We've got Cromwell. We've got Henry VIII, Cromwell. We've got oh yeah, we've got the Normans, but technically speaking, that really wasn't a genocide.
It's okay.
We've also got the Irish potato. The Irish potato famine. Well, if you think about it, the Normans,
Imagine
the thing
having a
is,
famine surrounded by fish.
Imagine having
Oh my
famine while
God.
surrounded by food. That only happens to that's only happens to the one thing that's worse than famine: being ruled by the English.
So there's a whole entire
I mean,
list.
fair.
There's like a big ass list.
oh
of
yeah, the
use of
1916
fasci.
uprising, the 1920 problems.
There's a whole entire list of the use of the fasci within the United States government, and it's fucking long.
Jesus.
Apparently they're
don't-
everywhere.
If I can make a suggestion to you Amerifags, don't remove the axes. Just don't. That's a bad precedent to me.
Do it.
So
Do
the
it just one
so
way, Posh.
Yes,
So-
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll
So
single-handedly
in
do it.
the Oval Office, above the door leading to the exterior walkway, and above the corresponding door on the opposite wall, which leads to the president's private office, there are fasci without the axes. On the Statue of Freedom atop the United States Capitol building, its base is ringed with fasci.
Damn.
Hmm.
You know what? You know what's
Damn,
the
brother.
best fucking feature of the White House, though, that I would literally love to have in my house? This baby.
It's the
right
desk?
here. Yeah, it's the desk, dude. It's the Resolute
Yeah,
desk,
that,
made out of
Yeah.
the wood of a fucking
Goddamn, is that
shipwreck.
mahogany?
No, this is
Yeah,
this
it's
is
pretty
ship
cool, yeah.
wood. They made this out of a shipwreck. The HMS
yeah, what's
Resolute.
Damn, brother,
the
that-
Terror? I forgot what ship it was like.
It was the Resolute.
I don't know.
think.
Oh, it's the Resolute. Okay, yeah.
Pretty, let me
Yeah,
actually
it
let me
was-
look this up now. Yeah, this was the yeah, exactly. The timbers from the ship were later used to construct the Resolute desk, which was presented to the President of the United States, and is currently located in the White House Oval Office. Yeah, it's yeah, it's a Royal Navy ship.
Yeah.
That is fucking sick. No fascies on here though.
For now.
It's disappointing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Nice.
Yo.
Yeah, I'd like to have that desk. I really would. But yeah, America,
Okay,
America needs to go to therapy basically. And you know how
Yeah.
people get because you go through this kind of trauma and you if you don't like treat it, you like get more and more it gets more and more toxic in your head, right?
well, I mean, yeah, just look at how we're acting now.
Exactly. But like think of if you think of a country as kind of like as like people, as like super intelligences. If you like if people who never go to therapy, they just get worse often, and like you can't talk to them about it because they it's like an ever present problem, and they're fucked up for good, right?
That's true.
Like the
I think
longer
it might
America
solve
waits.
a few issues.
Pardon?
It might solve a bit of issues in America now.
Well, it's a huge project, like because you don't just have to. Because the thing in Germany was like, okay, it happened, and then we immediately did basically like reconstruction. Now that was not a perfect process by any stretch of the imagination, but at least it happened immediately.
Yeah.
With America,
So then we
there's been
recognize the
like
problem.
with America, you also have to get through like the coping narratives that have evolved, the denial, the justification, the fucking the seething hatred for the oppressed bits of the population.
Not to mention the work ethic.
Well, I think that's a different problem, but yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Pasha
sure.
just really doesn't like Mexicans.
Freaking racist, man.
And I mean, this is like the
God
same
damn
in like
you.
in Britain.
You, Winter. Yeah, no, we have a bit of a problem right here. I would do anything to be back in the European Union right now, brother. Please help a man out.
Yeah.
That's freaking gross.
I
Like,
just
I
want to
can't-
mention. I just want to say, so like what you're saying is like the United States is sort of like BoJack Horseman in like season 1.
I haven't seen
And-
BoJack Horseman, but I assume so. Yes.
It's just okay, that joke probably would have landed a bit better if I knew people watched that. So that's my.
Although
bad.
I think BoJack is more like he's just been through the trauma. He hasn't spent years like coping and justifying itself very toxically. But I haven't
I
seen
guess.
it, so I don't know.
Mm.
Like this is mired in just bullshit because especially like there's a difference in when you like working through that kind of shit when the people who did it, like the generation that did it, is still alive versus this was like hundreds of years ago, right?
Yeah.
It's because I as a German do not like feel any sort of guilt over the Holocaust because I didn't do it. But I do understand the horror of it, and I especially understand the reason we have the thing called Erinnerungskultur is not to like guilt trip German people, but to like remind ourselves that this kind of thing can happen, and we should do everything to like make sure it doesn't anymore.
Yeah, we can be the monsters, basically.
Yeah, that's like the main point of it all, and that is something I take very seriously. Which is why
Whereas
I have a
like
problem.
here in the States is like, for example, that thing I talked about before with the hotel, out in Rapid City, despite being on land that was stolen, from the Native Americans in that area, still felt they had the right to ban all Native Americans.
Yeah, because it's like you didn't do that. You grew up under a completely different paradigm. You were not involved in this in any way. And you don't want to lose everything that you have. So of course you feel attacked by the notion of making amends. And also the people you're making amends with are not the people who were originally wronged. They are the descendants of those people who usually are still feeling the consequences of that happening. So I get why one would start feeling defensive about this kind of thing. because there are a lot of people in Germany too for whom it is mostly about guilt tripping, who they feel bad about having done the Holocaust even though they didn't do the Holocaust.
Like that I feel is just wrong. Like you should
grandparents,
disincentivize that at the very least. Like
Well, I
don't
don't-
feel
I don't-
guilt. Feel bad
Well,
for
it's-
the fact that it happened, but don't feel guilty for it. You
can't-
had nothing to
you
do.
can't tell people how to feel about shit. That's not how it works.
Don't-
Well,
I
it's
feel
not
like
really
we
about
should.
feeling guilty about what happened. It's especially here in the States in regards to like Native Americans and Black Americans. It's the guilt of still benefiting from what happened. Like,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not I directly caused misery to Native Americans, I'm still living on land that used to be theirs, that was unlawfully taken from them, and that I still benefit from.
There is a you don't
Selling it.
want to feel. It feels like you at that point start sort of taking on the blame of the people who also took that land to begin with, which is something that you find appalling as a concept.
Christ.
Yeah, it's
Good
also
thing
like
in Britain.
it's also like the conundrum of like, well, I want them to have what's rightfully theirs, but also, I don't want to lose what I have.
Yeah, you can't like these things. You can't. These things are not easily solved through like
Yeah.
You have to actually solve these kinds of issues in a practical way. You need to
Talk about
look
them
at the
for
situation as it stands today and find proper solutions because you can't you cannot be punished for what your ancestors
Happens.
did. That's just not how we do it. I mean, they are getting punished for what was done to their ancestors, but that's also wrong. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that's not even what I mean. I'm not talking about just practical solutions, but just the cultural thinking, the zeitgeist of it. God damn. Actually, looking at this image, I saw the Jimmy Savile documentary today.
Oh, British Horror Story?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
The what story?
Yeah, it turns out the BBC had more pedophiles than the Catholic Church.
Jimmy Savile.
That's just a joke. That's just a joke.
Oh,
Please do not sue me, BBC.
oh yeah, that part. Yeah.
Yeah, they've
It's
been
been a long
rather
time coming.
litigious
I mean,
about that whole situation.
They employed I think it was one of their buildings where they employed
Yes.
shit.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, Savile apparently was also very litigious about accusations of pedophilia, which is, yeah, that's that is so immensely fucked up, though. I mean, I know that this is normal, and I know that this is happening on a large scale right now, and every once in a while, something like this comes to the daylight. And honestly, I'm pretty sure one of the main reasons why it came out with Savile is because, I mean, obviously the scale of what he did was so horrendous, but people might have been more suspicious of him because of the way he looked and because of his lifestyle. There's a lot more well-adjusted people, rich people, who are doing this exact kind of shit that no one will ever bat an eye at.
Well, we're starting to see that kind of happen because this whole anti-trans campaign that the right in the United States is going on
Yeah.
is really just showing the hypocrisy because one of the senators like in Tennessee who's doing like who's like been a big pusher of like anti-CRT, anti-trans, anti-homosexual stuff. This representative, he's like in his 60s, and you look at his wife. His wife, he was grooming his wife when she was like 16.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that thing with the Republican senator about his very young wife, like very, very young compared to him?
Yeah, and it's like they're passing anti-gay marriage laws that basically open the door for like they don't include language that says you can't marry somebody who's underage. And you look at the people they're married to, and it's like, oh yeah, he first met her when she was like 16.
It is fucked up how like powerful pedophiles are.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucked up.
My only question is, has there not been a law beforehand that kind of... Is there nothing written currently that just denies people from marrying underage people?
No, I don't think he married her when she was underage. But he met her when she was underage.
Yeah, no, that's already creepy enough. But I'm asking, like, because of the law, like, I just want it to be clarified to me specifically. But is there nothing in previous laws that says that you cannot marry anyone that is underage?
Well, that depends on where you are.
Well, I mean, in the current state he's in, where it's being proposed.
Well, in my state, I remember it was because it was a big thing that they added an amendment to the marriage law capping if one of the persons was under the age of 18, there couldn't be more than a 5-year age gap.
Oof.
And what it meant was, what it actually meant was that the minimum age that two people could be to get married was 16. However, if the 16-year-old was marrying somebody over the age of 18, there could be no more than a 5-year gap. So the maximum age was 21. And before that, there was no rule about age. There was no distinction.
It used to be very normal for like guys in their mid-20s and 30s to marry like 14-year-old girls. That was normal.
Yeah. That was like
we had a different concept of adulthood back then. You were an adult at 14, but there was no such, like, the concept of a teenager was invented by marketing agencies in the 20s. Like, and it's one of the few concepts invented by marketing agencies in the 20s that I think are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's like my grandma on my my grandma on my dad's side. She was married to my grandpa, to my dad's dad when she was 15.
Yeah.
So it was, and that was in the 1940s. So that was a very
that was pretty recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I go full fash with this, or should I try taking it in a different direction, just to switch it up?
Go full fash.
For fuck's sake, are you... No! Do not go full fash with this.
Make it gay.
Yes.
Make it trans.
Give it
Make it trans. Make it trans. Do it.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Do it.
Give it rights.
Trans rights. Do it.
So, if Anfash transitions, does he become Transfash?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, brother.
Well, it's just trans at that point, isn't it?
If he gains a ton of weight, does that make him trans fat then?
Nice.
What?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
So, Burger, can I just say, for your latest video, when you reached my question, I was like really, really, I don't know, not stressed out, but really anxious that you'd answer my question. And when you did, I was like, okay, there's two ways he can go about this. He actually answers this with a really ridiculous statement, or he fucking cuts it off.
Yeah, of course. I'm not. I don't know where this idea came from that I'm super into conspiracy theories. I'm not. Like,
Burger, everything can be explained with the simple answer of, what's
the
with
Jews?
all the communism?
my phone just
Well,
rang
literally-
for a message that I got an hour ago. That's fucking great.
Oh, dude.
No, but seriously,
I'm the one
everything to
who's
do
really.
everything to do with conspiracy theories can just be nailed down to the fact that what's with all the communism video, because it sounds so conspiracy
How does it
theory.
sound like a conspiracy theory?
Because it is. When you say stuff like "what's with all the communism," that sounds
No,
conspiracy.
but that's not a
theory.
conspiracy though. That's like that is posing the question why literally posing the question why are so many millennials becoming communists? That's not a conspiracy. It's a social trend.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
conspiracy.
He's questioning the.
Like
He's
there's
questioning. Yeah.
there's no conspiracy for people to like Rick and Morty. That's not. Why are so many people into Rick and Morty? That's not a conspiracy
But when
theory.
you say it the way you did, it sounded
What
like
the
a
fuck
conspiracy
are
theory.
you on about, dude? I don't. I
keep gaslighting you on
legitimately
this.
do not understand what you're saying.
Well, you see, it's all
I mean,
employed
if
from
he
like
said,
big
if he said
communism.
something like, if he said something like, "What's with all the pedophiles?" That could be conspiratorial, because there's a lot of conspiratorial talk around pedophiles.
Well, but I feel like even then, if
Like,
like
what is with
if-
all the pedophiles?
just
Like-
observing the socials, yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Like, are we gonna actually do anything about the systemic issues that like, are we gonna actually punish any of these motherfuckers?
No, because forever in their mind, they're forever 14.
I love that in The Crown, and this was like like after the Epstein sex scandal, they had like Prince Andrew on, and it's like he's the Queen's favorite son, which is just
He never
Yeah,
stopped
that
being her
was,
little boy.
honestly, it was the best shit. It's like, yeah. I've never managed to put like platforms up on the walls like this.
Or like platform heels.
No, in Islanders.
The wall plateaus.
Yeah. Oh, wall plateaus are a different kind of plateau.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten like an extra like wall plateau drop. Like I never seem to get far enough to get like the additional drops for those things.
Yeah, I've never gotten this far, so.
So I'm gonna be pretty high scoring, or pretty
Nice.
high in the high scores after this run. I bet.
Christ.
Like
Yes.
I was ranked like 8,000 when I began this, and now I'm 280,000 or 28.
Yeah, that's
There we go.
worse than previously.
I'm not good with numbers, man. Saying numbers, I should say.
Actually, I ran a game of Dungeon World yesterday, like completely improvised. I had like literally no plan. Because it was like, oh, I have to run the game to like accommodate a bunch of people in the fucking RPG thing at uni. Like, okay. It was fucking great.
Right.
What exactly are you doing, Cassie? Like, what exactly is this game about?
I don't know. Mostly you just try and go for the highest score.
So it's just a
Or
city
that's what I
built with
do.
score limits.
Yeah,
not
it's a city
it's a puzzle
builder.
game, yeah.
It's a city builder that's Tetris.
Why is everyone so
Yes.
quiet today? It's like, what is happening?
Oh, I'm at my
I-
grandparents.
Perhaps
I'm at
everyone
my
is-
grandparents at the
I'm
moment,
at
and
work.
the room I'm in is really, really echoey. So much so that it echoes into other rooms.
I just don't have anything to say.
This
Yeah,
is
I'm
this is
just-
how
I'm just
rich you
working
are,
right now.
Posh. This is like,
It's
oh,
not me this time.
I
It's
don't
not
like
me
this
or my
room. It's
family.
so large it echoes, and I can't properly record with my Discord friends.
Look, it's my
Yes, I'd like
grandparents'
some
fault.
duck
It's my grand-
confit, please.
Fuck you on that.
I
The
need
confit
more
is delicious.
soundproofing. Order more soundproofing.
Yeah,
God, I need to change job soon.
it's
Oh, so
yeah.
so Cody from Alternate History Hub on April 1st, he did an alternate history iceberg video, sort of as a joke.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna need to go into part 2 because there's like a lot of alternate history timelines." And so I took a look at his. So he basically covered the first half of the iceberg, and I was looking at the bottom. I took a look at the iceberg, and I looked at the bottom of the iceberg, like in the deep bottom, and in there was that timeline, Green Antarctica, that I told you about.
Yeah.
And I
that's
sent
it.
and I sent a tweet to him, and it's like, "Ooh, I see what you got in the next half. Good fucking luck with that." It's like, hope you enjoy all the rape and cannibalism.
In Green Antarctica.
Yeah.
I've loved Green Antarctica as a trope, but as like a post-apocalyptic trope.
Oh,
Yeah.
like everything melts and Antarctica's the only place that's...
Well, I mean, it's not really post-apocalyptic. It's just
I know.
always been apocalyptic.
For me, I
Yeah.
mean differently.
Yeah.
I like the concept of a post-apocalyptic Green Antarctica.
Yeah.
Imagine
Well, it's-
all
it's
the
a-
polar bears. Or
Well, they actually
whatever.
don't have polar bears. They have marsupials.
Yeah, fair enough.
So giant,
Imagine all the
it's
crazy
like,
marsupials you
There
would
aren't
have.
polar bears in Antarctica.
Wait, did you
Is
say...
it
it's
not?
like it's like gigantic. It's like gigantic.
Oh, yeah, there's no-
It's like a gigantic, like really pissed off polar koalas
Hell yeah.
that are
in
like so
Australia.
large. Yeah, because in the timeline they got most of the animals came either from South America or Australia,
Which
And
has some like
they evolved.
they have
You know
some
what-
very strange before like they were replaced by a bunch of animals from Africa. They had very strange ecospheres.
Oh yeah, in
No,
North
you know-
America, the American actually, yeah, that's the thing is like marsupials came from North America. That's like where they originated,
Yeah.
and then over the
Well,
course of
don't you still
millions
have-
of years.
Don't you still
Yeah.
have possums, which are marsupials? Aren't possums still marsupials?
I have no idea if possums.
Yeah,
are marsupials.
possums are marsupials.
Have you seen the
It's
difference
like
between, like, Australian possums and American possums?
Oh yeah, like yeah,
The
the
Australian ones drink
American
VB.
possum.
No, they're like the only thing that are cuter in Australia than anywhere else.
In America,
Have
they
to
had to
look this up.
survive.
Well, it's like like the meme I heard between Australian possums and American possums is that the American possums look scary as hell, but are really nice, and the Australian possums look really cute, but are really mean.
Oh yeah, for sure. Some of them are just downright fucking savage.
I think I've ever
Yeah,
seen
because it's
one
like
of those.
you can like if you find an American possum, you can like walk up and just pick them up, and they'll let you pick them up, and they have something in their blood where they can't catch rabies as well. And
Yeah, I was
they
about
almost
to say,
never
like, do
bite
you really want to be picking up just a wild animal that you run into? Is that really something you want to do? Even if
mean,
it's,
they
like,
probably
not
have-
aggressive?
They probably have some other kind of disease they carry around. Maybe not rabies, but some other disease
The
and
gay
parasites.
virus.
Probably ligma.
Yeah.
What's ligma?
Fuck off, Cashy.
Also, another thing
No.
I learned about American possums is that they don't play dead. They just pass out. They just get so scared that they pass out, and that's why they
Hell
look
yeah.
dead. There's like,
That's
no playing.
relatable.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's me. Whenever I'm in a social situation, I just pass out with my mouth agape and I'm drooling.
Actually, my kind of interesting alternate history would be, what if Australia hadn't burned down? Because from what I understand from listening to different podcasts and reading through different articles and whatnot, Australia used to be a green place. It's just that at a certain point, when man arrived on the islands, since there was so much big stuff and it was so difficult to catch, they just decided to do like small concentrated bushfires, where they would literally just burn everything to the ground
See,
in
that's
that
very
small
interesting.
area.
That is like a pretty controversial theory, actually.
Why?
Because it's controversial, because it's like we're not quite sure if that's what happened. But it is interesting that basically the theory is like that the reason Australia looks the way it does is because the Aboriginal peoples, because as you said, because it was easier to hunt if you just burn a bunch of fucking shit down and then pick up the pieces. They basically burned the whole continent to the rainforest that was spanning the continent to a degree where it wasn't where it's not habitable anymore. However, there is a distinct lack for concrete evidence for this.
All right, so we have trans thing in the center. Does anyone else have any suggestions for additions to this monstrosity?
What?
No.
Give it a Nazi symbol in the middle.
Do not put a Nazi symbol in the middle.
Yes.
I'm
Put
not
the Iranian
going to-
symbol in the middle. Actually, no,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
the Sikh symbol.
Yeah, put
No,
the
no.
Sikh symbol in the middle.
Put the Iranian symbol. Put the Iranian
You
symbol.
already did the Iranian symbol in the last one.
No, put it again.
I'm
My
going to
nuts
do
in the
the
middle.
Sikh one.
Do you have the Saudi one by any chance?
Nah, Saudi
I
one's too
have the
predictable.
sword. I can incorporate the
enough.
sword.
Yeah,
Put the
show one of the other fields.
Mujahideen. Put the Mujahideen inside it.
Put my
Just a
nuts in
picture
it,
of
man.
George Bush.
Just in the circle like a portrait.
Yeah. The
What
bravest
monstrosity
Mujahideen
are
of
we
them all.
making?
This is. I like to think that for like the entire rest of the month of September, 2001, at the Al Qaeda headquarters, they had a little picture of George W. Bush with that it said "Employee of the Month," but in Arabic, of course.
That'd be amazing.
I will still, like, one of my favorite moments of the Trump presidency was when he got, like, I think he got COVID,
Yeah.
and the Taliban made a public statement saying we hope he gets better soon.
I love the. I did love the thing where he like it was Halloween and this kid in a Minions costume shows up and he like just takes a bunch of chocolate and like a chocolate bar and puts it on top of the kid's head. And it's like, okay,
Makes
I'd
also-
do this. If I was in this position, I would 100% do this.
Yes. And he can't even complain either.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also
That was
Oh,
he had some moments, man. He,
This is one of the good things about not being American,
yeah.
is that I didn't have to
did you
give a shit
guys-
about his policies.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. Like, if I was American, I'd be like horrified, but I could just look at it. It was like, my neighbor's house is burning.
Well, I mean, and as an American here, I could just tell you, I was just kind of sometimes you just get so traumatized. You just like, yeah, that's the thing that's happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude,
Do any of you guys remember? You probably don't because it happened in 1992. But George Bush Sr. Puked on the Prime Minister of Japan during a formal dinner.
Did he?
Yeah, he puked on Kiichi Miyazawa and then passed out. And yeah, he was in Japan to help renegotiate a series of treaties to adjust to a post-Cold War economic world. And yeah, during a formal banquet, he just puked all over him and passed out.
Hell yeah, dude. CIA George. I do love that they just made the boss of the CIA president. Like, that is so fucking... It's like, not even... When did he become president? It's not even 30 years after the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, he became president in 1988.
Let me check this.
And I think...
Kennedy was in 1963. I placed that a lot later than it actually was. But
yeah.
It's incredible, dude.
Yeah. And then because I had to go back and check it again because I initially thought he puked on the Emperor of Japan, and I was like, it's not.
Yeah, that would have been fucked.
Yeah.
Oh dear lord.
Oh, sorry.
I would honestly not be surprised if he did.
What if that just started a tradition where the acting president of the U.S. just always threw up on the Japanese prime minister every time they had to go over to the country?
I don't know if that is funnier than shitting himself in a Macca's, because at least when Scobo shat himself in a Macca's, he wasn't prime minister yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's the fucking...
At the same time, you shat in a Macca's.
Yeah. Well, you vomited on a guy at a banquet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the most unsettling thing a world leader has done, that isn't a war crime, is when that one Australian prime minister just ate an onion like it was an apple.
Oh, I remember that.
He did it on video too, and it was just so unsettling because he's just he's just eating it. It's an onion, but he's eating it like an apple.
Incredible, dude. There are people who do that, but they're psychopaths. I respect the one prime minister who fucking was a record holder in downing a pint quickly. It was fucking.
I think it was Tony Abbott who did the onion.
All right. We are at this point.
Conservative.
I love the fucking Boris video, by the way. That is fucking peak Tory shit.
We're just pushing a fucking child, beating a child to the ground.
Do you know this video of this guy playing with two kids? And he has a Minecraft sword, and they're just trying to play and trying to have him be the villain, and he just executes them in cold blood, and they're crying, and he's yeah, I'm having so much fun.
Yes.
Literally, I think. Okay, I'm gonna pull up Yakuza again, but it's the same feeling you get when you beat kids at a fucking toy racing mini game. You need to see. Wait, hang on. I'm sure there's a gift somewhere stored in Discord. Give me a.
Oh, there was an incident that happened up in Canada. I think it was the city of Winnipeg was having a vote for a new mayor, and in one of his publicity things he was doing, he was playing one of the candidates was playing basketball with some kids. And an accident happened where he went to go shoot a three-point ball, and when he jumped, he accidentally kneed a kid in the face. It was purely accidental. But his opponent just took that clip and literally ran an ad campaign would you trust a mayor who kicks kids in the face?
Like, hell
Yeah, I
yes,
would.
I hate
I would
children.
vote for that. That is a platform I would vote for.
Now that's
the
someone
guy,
you know
the guy,
is,
ended,
is
the guy ended
pro-choice.
up. I think the guy who kicked the kid ended up winning because it was just like,
Rightly
sure,
so.
why not?
Burger,
See, I
look
miss-
at that last GIF. Look at that GIF I posted in Studio Chat. That is literally the reaction.
See, I miss the. I think he was the mayor of Toronto, but he was the one that was like caught smoking crack on camera like multiple times and stuff. It was just like bad shit. You know,
Oh,
like,
I remember him. He was
guy.
fucking great. He was a
Mayor.
legend, dude.
Yeah, wasn't
Oh, yeah.
that like
It's
the
like-
supposedly anti-Semitic guy who tried to make the excuse that his wife's parents were Jewish or some shit?
God damn.
That's
Oh,
like-
hey,
that's
Saucer,
like,
you haven't been on stream for a while, my man.
No, I have not. But I am now.
How do you
Alright,
what do you have to say for yourself to justify this?
Not having been on stream, or to be,
Yeah,
or
for
that
not
I'm on
having been
stream
on
now.
stream. How dare you?
Crack, lots of crack.
Actually, that's a good life decision.
Hey, so
Oh yeah,
what would you like to add to this, guys?
the old Toronto mayor excuse. Crack.
Would
Exactly.
you say you are a cracker?
I wish that I was, but only by association. A cracker.
Obviously.
I could go for some crackers.
I could
Yes,
go for
bro.
some slave.
Hey, Saucer,
Actually,
what would you like to add to this flag since you haven't been here in a while?
He eats it with the peel on too.
I
Oh
I
right,
thought at
yeah.
least he would take the
It is the
fucking
most-
peel off.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, he just eats it whole. It's
Like,
so
that's
fucking-
the image. Can I
The
just
look on
say,
his face while he's chewing that is just like, yeah, this is a good onion.
It's not even.
It's
can I
like
just
he has-
say, can I just say, so that still image before I click on it, it is so unflattering. It is so unflattering.
I don't know what image you're referring to.
The still image before you play the GIF, basically.
They play automatically.
The preview image,
They play automatically for me.
or whatever you call
Yeah,
it.
that reminded me of a
Do they?
TikTok video I saw yesterday where the guy said, "Yeah, I have COVID. You know, I've been vaccinated, but I have COVID, and I've completely lost my sense of smell or taste." And he's like, "Here, let me prove it." And he just like takes a bite out of an onion, chews it up, eats it. He takes a bottle of lemon juice and just like takes a big swig out of it, and then he takes like a jar of wasabi. And then just eats a
Yeah, I remember
spoonful
that
straight
one.
out of it.
That is
He's
insane.
Yeah,
gonna
he
feel
just
that
does
on the
the
way
re-
out.
Yeah,
He
he's
just
like,
actually
he
just
does-
ate. He just took miracle berries. That's all it was, actually.
I had
The
this.
shit
I
that they-
literally. Yesterday I had the most insane conversation. You know how much you all are like me on the internet, right? You know how much
Yeah.
just insane shit we see every single day. But yesterday,
Oh, yeah.
in the real world, I heard the most insane statement I have ever heard. I don't
What-
season
Yeah.
my food because I know how to cook.
Really not.
What?
You don't know how to cook if you don't. If you can't
if you
season
know-
your food.
if you know how to cook, do you know how to season? That's not like
Okay.
you can't just say you're good
I
and not
have-
do.
No, you can't cook. You can't say you know how to cook if you don't know how to season. I'm
I
sorry.
have
Yeah.
You
one
can't.
out for this person. There's one way in which this sentence is actually okay.
Okay.
Plenty of time.
Jesus Christ, dude. And that is if he doesn't count like seasoning during cooking as seasoning. Like if he means like explicitly after he's finished cooking, it's always perfect.
I'm
And, like,
pretty sure
all
he
the-
didn't mean that. No, he
Yeah.
actually because he said
Yeah.
this specifically. I need the ingredients taste for themselves or something like that. To that effect. Like
Oh
the
my
taste
God.
of the ingredients is enough. because he's such a good cook.
Well, see,
And
He does
we
not
were
like
specifically
it.
we were
Yeah.
talking about putting fucking wasabi on sushi. Like this is.
Oh, okay, no, that's just retarded.
I mean, like, I understand that thought. It's like, you spend a good 10 minutes boiling chicken. You don't want anything to ruin that. Just water chicken flavor.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like you
He's
hook up a
being
nice
he's being
chicken breast and you're boiling
sarcastic.
water.
Okay, I fucking hope he is.
Yeah, he's being sarcastic.
A good boiled chicken.
I do
Yes,
like-
full chicken with
the-
nothing in it.
I did see it was on TikTok, but it was like in there's apparently this guy on Instagram who's like part of like the muscle, like the bodybuilding side of Instagram. And he was posting his meals where all he was eating was just like cooked chicken and rice with no seasoning on it. And people were like, "Why don't you season your food?" And he's like, "I don't want the extra calories."
There's no
That sounds
calories in
alright.
seasoning, you fucking clown.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
Yeah, that's weird.
Jesus.
it's just like I used to think I wasn't that good of a cook until I got on the internet and saw how other people cook, and it's like, I'm not a good. I may not be a good cook, but I'm a decent cook.
To be fair
The thing is,
though,
I'm a
the
terrible
only
cook.
person I've ever met who said to me that he doesn't like it when food tastes of things wasn't even white. It was a
I'm sorry, what?
Pakistani dude, I think.
I'm amazed people like this even exist.
He wasn't white on the outside. He was white where it matters.
No,
Hey, man,
but the
brother.
thing is, for me, I'm a terrible cook. Like, I constantly have to ask, like, are you sure these are the instructions? How much is the measure? Even though you've explained it to me like 10 times by now, you'll still be asking.
No, I
The same
forget these
exact
things. Like, I will have the list in front of me of instructions that I have to do, and I will read them off, and as I am reading the step that I'm supposed to do next, I am at the same time forgetting to do that. And then I just move on to the next one. This is literally how I function.
Me, what my parents consider to be the worst aspect of me, apart from being a bad cook, is I am a big critic about my food. Like, if you don't cook it right, I will be like, nah, this is trash. Not like Gordon Ramsay style, but I'll just be like, you could have cooked the onions better, you could have done this better. And it's like, well, why don't you cook, Einstein? Because I'm a terrible fucking cook.
You need to learn to freestyle cooking. You can't. You need to. This is the kind. Oh
Yeah.
shit! I forgot this. I wanted to make a lemon pound cake. Oh.
The moment I
so
tried learning freestyle burger,
Don't you mean
Was
the
when I was
lemon
at uni.
kilogram cake?
If you don't want to do freestyle, you should pick up baking. Baking really is where you kind of need to follow the
Yeah.
instructions.
It's
Yeah.
Not
Well,
freestyle.
baking.
That'd be worth it.
You gotta follow the book. To
Yeah,
reference,
true.
to reference
Yeah,
an old Burger Creek, video where he tried to imply Lazy Town was Nazi. You gotta follow the book.
Wait,
I'll
what?
be honest.
Yeah.
I still don't. I freestyle baking. Like when I make a cake, I just pour milk until it looks about right, and then I just.
I mean, when you have experience doing the same recipe, of course, like,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Like,
I
the
think.
only thing I freestyle is porridge, and that's just because of the measurements. It's like it's just oat and milk, and it's just like, you know
I
what?
don't think I've ever had porridge.
But
I should probably make.
See,
look,
I like.
whoever is
Yes.
Whoever is.
Did you cut
See,
out?
also,
Did you
that
just
help-
okay? You cut out.
He freaking
What
died,
helps?
man.
What helps with being better at cooking is not just if you have experience baking, if you have experience getting baked as well.
Oh yes.
I actually,
Yeah, understand the
I'm
flavors.
venturing into. But yeah, do continue speaking. Sorry.
No, that was
Okay.
the punchline.
I am venturing into a new thing of cooking, and it's this. I have started a lacto fermentation. which is kind of like pickling. I'm also pickling a bunch of peanuts, because for the very first thing that I ever pickle, I couldn't have picked something normal. But yeah, I made today zucchini, shallots, and chilies, and sage. I put in this. One of the
why would you add zucchinis? Why? Zucchinis are the worst.
Zucchinis are fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, zucchini. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, zucchinis are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I
should try pickling.
And actually, the big pepper, the big red pepper,
they are tasteless.
At the
they
bottom,
are tasteless. They feel wrong.
That's why you put them with stuff, man.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, pickling.
I genuinely don't like them.
Pickling would be like a perfect hobby for me because it's like I'm an over-the-road truck driver, so I could just put a bunch of shit in the jar with brine and just leave it.
Yeah.
That's why you don't like zucchinis. Is like you're supposed to like use separate them between the ones that you put in your ass and the ones that you cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Guys, I think I'm
so many people don't like eggplants, and it's like, well, you're not supposed to fuck the eggplants.
You just gotta rinse it first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're into
Plus,
that
also
flavor.
you could. I mean, there's the whole making like pussy yeast yogurt shit. You could probably introduce that into the brine and work. Insert some funky flavors.
Actually,
into
don't
the
do that
fermentation.
because the yeast. Don't do that because the yeast that grows on human genitals is toxic.
You also don't want to, if you're doing a lacto fermentation, you don't want to have yeast in there because you're not trying to make alcohol.
You're not trying to make alcohol. Some of us are.
You're not trying to make alcohol.
No, you
well,
just.
not if you're
you just
lacto
remind
fermenting,
me-
because you can't do both at the same time. The kinds of you need a very high salt environment, which is not really conducive to yeast living. But yeah, I'm very excited about this because I didn't. Here again, I didn't start it doing like something simple, but I was like, yeah, let's do something complicated.
If it goes well and you kind of want to do more, I do recommend kimchi. It's a really fun thing to make.
I love
good.
getting
Oh,
kimchi.
be
I
careful.
put that shit in pretty much everything.
It's the best.
Be careful. Be careful when making kimchi because the smell will get into everything. I know from
Considering
experience.
it's a bad thing.
Cook
Well,
with
no,
an
my
open
dad.
window.
Well, no, because my dad makes kimchi, and when I was a little kid, he made kimchi, and he stored it in the fridge, and the smell got into everything.
No, that's not
It got
nice.
into the milk. It got into the milk. It got into
I can buy kimchi too. I can buy a very nice, convenient can of kimchi that I can put in like my chili or my pasta. I love kimchi cream pasta. Fucking delicious, dude. That is some next level shit. But whenever I need and this is not my quote, a shortcut to Flavor Town, kimchi. And I am hoping now other things as well that I've started, like brining and because the other day for the first time also I did a sheet pan chicken, just throwing a bunch of rough chopped vegetables onto a sheet pan with some chicken, putting it in the oven for like half an hour. Boom. And also it was brined before that with a very simple brine of just shit that I had around the house. Nice. It's tremendous. It's good if we also to use up spices. Yeah, I'm well, I don't know if I'm a fan yet. This might go terribly wrong. But yeah, I'm excited.
See, I think the one thing I'm gonna try making next time I'm home is I've always actually wanted to make my own tomato sauce. Just from scratch. I think I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, but that's the problem is you got to evolve the tomatoes first, and then you got to plant them and grow them. It's a pain in the ass. It takes millions of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is rather
that's
difficult
true.
as a process.
Yeah.
I only have I don't have that many millions of years left.
Yeah, that's true.
Not with that attitude.
And you got to get that primordial soup just right for life to kick off. And
I would
Yeah.
love to be able to like make a really good tomato sauce though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm usually because I love tomatoes, and the usually when I make tomato dishes they come out very good, but it's very difficult up here in northern Germany to get good tomatoes because you get like the Dutch ones, and the Dutch ones are shit.
I mean, they're Dutch.
Mm.
Yeah, it's wrong to be Dutch.
Yeah, the only good thing about the Dutch is the Dutch oven, and I don't mean like the cooking oven.
I actually do need to get a Dutch oven. I don't have one of those,
Mm,
but I crave having one.
In my kitchen, I have this like massive mason jar.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just because we're talking about food.
Yeah.
And in my third year of uni, so nearly a year ago, I filled it with like different spices to make like the perfect shawarma mix.
Hmm?
But because it uses so many different spices and like such small quantities of each, I ended up having to buy like so much spice mix. It filled up this entire like 2 or 3 liter jar, and I've just been slowly eating away at it.
Yeah.
Just because all you can use it for is like layering it on top of meat
Yeah.
or like adding it to vegetables and stuff. So like you never use it to any significant amount. You take like a teaspoon of it, and it has
But-
lasted me like a year. I've made it halfway through.
You can probably like I use various like meat spice blends for non-meat applications too if I want to insert some savoriness into it. Like at this point I'm putting like biryani spice in everything. Like I don't give a shit. I am addicted to that stuff.
That's what I do with MSG. I put MSG in it.
I don't have any MSG. I don't know where to get some.
Well, it's like here, like at the grocery store I go to pick it up. It's not marketed as MSG because there's still that stigma around it. It's got a brand name. It's called Accent. It's like it's called Accent Salt, and it's literally just MSG.
Just go to
So
like an Asian grocery store or something.
Worst comes to worst, go to the Asian grocery store. They'll just
Well, but I go to the
Also,
Asian grocery store pretty often. There's some very interesting ingredients. There's like a sort of tomato powder that they have there. That the last couple times I was there, I've looked at it and I was like, this is very interesting. I kind of want to use that for like a nice some tomatoey. Because it seems like a very, very powerful thing. I'm out of sambal but yak. I need to go to that particular Asian supermarket too because they have the brand that I like.
It smells like god tier.
Oh yeah, there's so many different kinds too.
Mm.
Like it's incredible, and there's like it's not like they taste completely different. It's like the whole spectrum of colors and like minutely different shades.
Yeah, no, I used to live in Indonesia for a while, and
Yeah.
it was just amazing. Like
Yeah.
it's probably one of the most underrated foods, like food genres in my opinion.
Yeah. I put a sambal with jag on my toast every morning. I just spread it.
dude, look at this. This is so frustrating.
It clearly has more than enough space to be in all of these places. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
My guess it's probably having issues along the edge here. Which is stupid.
This is frankly racist.
Yeah. This has me wanting to commit multiple hate crimes.
Yeah. I'm really curious as to the pickled peanuts that I made though, because according to the recipe, they're like only supposed to be halfway submerged. I don't understand how the fuck that happens. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did they have
You
any
have to-
pictures?
No.
You have to glue strings to the underside of the lid and tie them each and measure the amount of string that you need to hold them.
Yeah, so that's been my. I'm excited to see how it comes out, but yeah. It is however the end of the stream. It's time.
Yeah, this
Prove
is
it.
mostly just like a chill stream.
Yeah, it's been a slow one. Very nice special guest having Saucer here, injecting some life, some passion, some sex appeal
Some
into
freedom.
Yeah, into a fucking thing. Yeah, it's chicken McNuggets here around, cunts.
Yeah.